Today we're going to talk about some basic financing options, all right? I've been getting a lot of DMs, emails, phone calls about the structure of deals, how to put them together in regards to financing. So we're just going to go over some real basic, high-level terms so people understand, and obviously you can dig down and get a little more granular later. But as a general overall education, basic finance options, all right? This is in regards to your rentals, commercial property, and fix and flips, okay? So the first term we're going over is hard money, all right? And I say there's two facets to that. So what's hard money? Hard money is typically short-term money, on average it's 12 months that you're gonna use. That's very, very expensive to mortgage something that is not usually mortgageable. You have a fix and flip property where you're gonna buy it and reposition it. You have a rental property that's a total piece of crap that's not mortgageable, that you're gonna renovate and then get long-term financing on. That's called a value add, which we'll go over in a minute. But this is short-term, expensive financing that is used by investors, right? There's two kind of wings to that, segments of that. There's private and there's institutional. So traditionally, you went to private people. Like you would go to an attorney, let's say, who's in the real estate field, who lends hard money, who lends at 10 or 12% and 2 points or 4 points, things like that. Right, you had a relationship with him, he knows the area, it's very grassroots, he lends you the money to do your project, whatever that is. Institutional private money, now in recent years, the last 10 years or so since the recession, you have these hedge funds and institutional companies that are doing hard money loans. So they have, deep pockets, unlimited amounts of money as compared to the attorney, accountant, other people that are lending in this space. And the rates are typically more competitive. So now you're getting anywhere from, let's say, 8% to 12%, 1 point to 4 points. It depends on your relationship, your experience, etc. But this process is a lot smoother. These people understand the market. They can quickly lend you money. You can call them one day and the money can be there the next day if you have a relationship with them. Institutional, it's a little bit different. They use appraisers. They don't really know you. They're national companies. So there's a lot more minutia and a lot more things. They have to, run your credit, etc. So it can take up to 3 weeks, 4 weeks to fund a project. The rates are typically better, and there's an unlimited amount of money and you just go to them every time and they're there and ready to go and they have a predictable process once you understand it, but still there's drawbacks. So there's pros and cons to anything. Then you have private money. Private money is exactly what I do, which I go out there, do the dog and pony show, put together a pro forma, and I pitch to private people. Who are the private people? Doesn't matter who it is. It could be Beth Lowe that's sitting right next to me right now. It could be Matt, it could be teachers, firemen, you name it, high net worth individuals. And I have investors that range anywhere from owners of hedge funds to kids I grew up with to people I met on social media. You never know who these people are. They're anybody that has money, that is looking for an above average return, working with a pro like yourself, backed by real estate. This, in my opinion, is the best way to go for short-term money. You have the best relationships. You can make it as inexpensive or as expensive as you like based on their desires and what you're looking to pay and then what they're looking to earn, all right? When you're talking about long-term financing on rental properties, there's a couple different kinds. We're gonna go over government rental mortgage. That's what I call it, right? That's the Handsome's name for it, which essentially is this. You have a property, you either go in with private money, which is the best way to do it, clean it up, get it rented, do your construction, get maximum value out of it, and then go refinance it later on. This is called a value add, to pull out as much money as possible where it just makes sense. So this is where you can end up getting into rental properties with little or no money out of your pocket. You go to any bank can do these, Chase, Bethpage Federal, BNB, you name it, anybody do it. Your regular mortgage broker can do it. The thing is, these properties have to be held in your name, not an entity, because what happens is they're sold to the government. They're sold, packaged up and sold in the same fashion to usually Fannie or Freddie, in the same fashion that your traditional mortgage of your single family house that you'd be living in would. So what are the restrictions there? So you're gonna get a low interest rate, which is very cool, but the restrictions there are that you can only have a certain amount of mortgages in your name. It's typically 10 on average. Some people let you go a little longer depending on how much money you make and what your other assets are. Others will cap it at 4 or 6 or 8. It really depends. Talk to your lenders, get educated on it, but understand if you're looking to buy 100 single family rentals, you're gonna need a different strategy. This isn't going to work. All right, so portfolio lenders. I deal with a lot of companies like CoreVest, Finance of America. They're institutional, they have this hard money line, but they also do long-term 30-year fixed mortgages on non-owner occupied single family rentals or 1 to 4 family rentals. Once you get a past 4, it's considered commercial. Doesn't matter if it's an apartment building, it's considered commercial. So you can go to them and instead of lending at, let's say the government's lending at 5%, they're gonna charge you 6.5%, but they'll lend on as many as you want. You can have them owned in LLCs. It doesn't really matter. These things, the rates are mostly predicated on your credit score and what your LTV is. So if you're going in and borrowing 60% LTV, you're gonna get one rate. If you're borrowing 75% LTV, you're gonna get a totally different rate. It all depends, but they're a great option. I utilize them. I recommend them to a lot of different people. Then you have package lenders. So then you have lenders who won't lend on one single family, but what they'll do is they say, listen, we're gonna package this up and you can give us 10 of your rentals and we'll do 30-year amortization, 10-year term with a balloon at the end, and we're gonna give you traditional commercial, true commercial finance numbers, which I'll explain in a minute, of 5%, or now it's even dropping into the 4s. So you could put a package together with a wrap, you can put a package together, wrap the mortgage, and have 4, 5, 6, 8, 10. Typically they have criteria where they want $1 million worth of property, etc. You have to talk to these guys and see what they do, but a lot of people do it and it's a great option to have. The last is true commercial. This is when you start getting into apartment buildings, any other kind of commercial, office, assisted living, you name it. This is true commercial financing. So how that typically works is you have 3, 7, 5, 10-year terms. The amortization, or how many years they amortize the loan over, is typically 20 to 30 years, but it's usually 20 or 25 years. And at the end of the term, either 5, 7, 3, or 10, you either have to refinance out or they're going to adjust the rate accordingly to bring it up to whatever current market is. So those are your financing options. This is a high-level overview of the terms and things, just to get your beak wet, just to start getting you to understand. Go out there, talk to these people, build relationships. You need many different lenders in all these different categories because you never know what deal is gonna work for who, or who's gonna be more competitive, or who has an appetite for a specific asset class. So get out there, make phone calls, start talking to people, and build your network of lenders. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you're getting a lot out of this. If you like it, if you like what I'm doing, if you like making money, if you like Beth Lowe, hit the subscribe button. If not for me, at least for her. Subscribe today, get the updates. We got videos coming every week. I appreciate it. Thank you.